Hello, everyone. Welcome to Financeology 101. Class is now in session. The information provided during this podcast is just that information. You will need to do further research to address your specific situation. Enjoy the session. Welcome, everyone, to another session of Gifted Generations Presents Financeology 101 podcast. I'm your host, Robin Seegers, and my husband is co host Elroy Seegers.
She didn't sound too sure about that name, did she, y'all?
No, because you never say anything. It's
Well,
like
I'll be waiting for you, like, stepping on you. But I'm like, Elroy Seekers is here, y'all. Woohoo! Robinson's partner in life. She said,
Okay.
Elroy Seekers.
All right. Okay. All right. So our resident financial guru that we always love talking to is Tina Smith. She's the president of the Financial T Coaching and Consulting Firm. She's a financial mentor. She's a financial coach, and she's an author. She wrote the book "It's Your Turn: Walk in Your Financial Purpose." Hello, Miss Tina Smith.
Hello, and I'm so happy to be back with you guys.
All right.
Yes,
Excited.
yes.
It's a new year. We're ready to go.
Yes, get
Yes.
this information out there. So we're gonna start this one off with you. Money markets versus savings account. What is the difference?
Okay. So before I get into the differences, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say that it is very important to save. Any listeners, you have to understand your budget, understand where your money is coming from, where it's going to. You also want to make sure that as you budget, you make sure that you put room in your budget for saving. Now, that may mean that as you make room, you might have to sacrifice some things. You might not be able to go out as much, or you might not be able to eat out as much. You might not be able to do some of the extracurricular things, um, that most people do and spend money and don't have room for money to save. So it's going to be very important that you take a look at what's coming in, what's going out. May have to sacrifice some things so that you actually have money to put into savings. Now, a good savings goal should be about 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So that would include like your mortgage, utilities, car note, rent, um, phone,
And
any subscription that you may have, whatever those expenses are, capture what that amount is per month, multiply that by 3, 4, 5, or 6. And that's how much you should have in a savings account. So I wanted to preface that first by making sure we understand that it is important to have a savings mechanism in place before we even get into what vehicle to put it in. Does that make sense?
yes, it
Yeah.
does.
So,
Yes.
so if we're going to talk about this, we want to make sure that we all understand the foundation that savings is an absolute must.
Right.
If things go crazy like they have been, a la 2019 when the government was shut down around Christmas time, a la 2013 when there was a government shutdown then. It was sequestration. They had a very nice word for it. But, a la today, I mean, if, things continue to pop off overseas and other countries of power get involved, that may hurt us, in the United States. So, the volatility of today's current events, the uncertainty of the environment always, always, always make you want to rethink your finances and say, do I have enough savings to make sure that if things go awry,
Right.
shoot, a la COVID, let's put that out there. I mean, people lost their jobs because of COVID as well. So, you want to make sure that you've got, some months worth of savings so that if things go awry, you're good to go. Now, there are two opportunities for you to do so. And when we're talking savings, we're not talking retirement savings today. We're talking about liquid savings that you can either go to the bank and get, and do a quick withdrawal. You can go to an ATM and withdraw. Some people like to have money there and, a few $100 or even $1,000 kind of, in the house. So if they got to pick up and go quite quickly, they've got cash, they can move on, if things, if a, if, let's say, Russia decided to hack all of our systems, our financial systems. Well, there went all our bank transactions and our ATM stuff. So some people say, hey, if that happens, I've got money at the house, that I can, if we need to work, if we need to get up and move out, we can. So that's the kind of money that I'm talking about. Money that you can have quick access to. You don't have to sell any assets in order to get it. We're talking strictly liquid emergency savings, let's say. So there are a couple of ways to do that. Now, you could use your bank in both cases. There is a normal savings account, and you can go to your local federal credit union. You can go to your favorite bank, and within a 3-mile radius, I probably have 20 banks, I feel. So choose your favorite bank, whatever that means. As a financial professional who see clients that are, or who are trying to build credit, trying to get more bang from a savings, if you will, for their buck. Normally, credit unions give you the better interest rates. Please feel free to go to your favorite bank's website, your favorite federal credit union's website. Feel free to compare. There are opportunities available for you to, create some savings. Now, my favorite credit union calls the savings account a share savings. I don't really know what that means, but okay. I do know that the share savings account that we have at our federal credit union gives like a 0.25 rate. So theoretically, you would think, hey, I got $1, then surely 25 cents should come my way. No, that's not how that works. And if you have any money in savings, you will clearly see that for every $1, you do not get 25 cents back.
That would be good.
Let's be clear. That would be great. Let's be clear. It's 0.25%, which means instead of 25 cents, throw a couple of extra zeros in front of that, and then there's a decimal 0025. That's what that means. No, seriously. So, so think about how many cents or portions of cents, if that is, for $1. So it's not a whole lot. So for those who say there's a light bulb coming in somebody's mind right now, that's why I got this $5,000 and I only see like 13 cents come back to me, because you're not seeing a whole lot. You're expecting, dollars and dollars,
right?
And you're just not going to get that in a savings account. And that's okay. The key is that you have that money there. It's not being touched. And when I say emergency savings, that means if you have to, fly home because a loved one is sick, or you have to put a copay for an unexpected hospital visit, or, flat tires happen. And, back when I bought my first car in 1995 and I could get 4 tires for a Toyota Corolla for $100, those days are long gone. So you might be spending $100 per tire these days.
Easily.
So, yeah. And I know for my car, I think per tire for me, it's like $220, $250. So, I mean, these are not cheap tires.
Wow.
You can't just throw some tires on some of these vehicles.
Right.
But, just be aware. And I do recognize that there may be some financial, and I probably get in trouble here, but on the I don't care today. There are some financial entertainers that may tell you that $1,000 in emergency savings is enough. Let me be the first to tell you that it is not. Because again, in the days where you could buy 4 tires for $100, and those days are gone. And again, I said 1995. This is not 1995. It's 2022. where 4 tires could easily cost you $400 or $500. That's half the $1,000 right there. And heaven forbid, you know, there's an actual mechanical problem with your car, it's gone, you know, just like that. So I'll be the first to tell you that $1,000 is not enough unless you've got other monies coming in on a regular basis, or you've got money in different accounts. So like we have like 4 different savings accounts. We've got a vacations fund, we got a, you know, this fund, we got that fund. We've got like 4 or 5 different funds. And, you know, so there's money kind of floating in those all the time. Now we do have one savings fund that has $1,000 in it, you know, and that's kind of break glass. We need something right now, but we've got other dollars in other accounts, you know, that's well over 1,000. So again, I just want to make sure that you understand that $1,000 by itself is not enough. And I also want to preface that by saying we didn't say, and I know you guys can co-sign here, we didn't say the $1,000 and then backup is your credit card. No, that's not what is being said here. What's being said here is you have, you know, actual liquid dollars to do what you need to do. Anyway,
Okay.
That's an aside. But you'll notice that as you're, you know, doing your savings, you don't have a lot coming back to you, and that's okay. The whole key is to make sure that you've got savings in the case of emergency, like the emergencies that I listed. Please note that I did not list an emergency that said, oh, my friends are going on this Vegas trip this weekend.
That's not an
Emergency.
That's a
That
getaway
is
emergency.
not an emergency.
Oh, well, I'm saying so that's a getaway emergency. I gotta get
My
away.
friends are going to happy hour today, and I don't get paid until Thursday.
That's not an emergency.
Not an emergency, no.
I heard the word happy hour.
Or there's this fabulous brunch that's happening on Sunday, and it's a white party. And, you know, I'm in the DMV area, so all these things that I'm talking about are things that happen normally around the area. So, but still, yet, not emergencies. You know, I'm talking about, you know, break glass emergency, you know, your world is stopping because of these things. You know, because, you know, like the copay and the flat tires, things of that nature. So that's why it's so important to have more than $1,000 going more towards the 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, because there's some wiggle room that might be applicable there. So you want to make sure that those dollars are there and you continue to put money into your savings account. I always recommend to clients that if we're going to do a savings plan, that doesn't mean your savings plan is when you get your taxes back. I know I hurt your feelings right there. That is not a savings plan. What I am saying is that's a great start to a savings plan. Don't get me wrong. And I talk to clients all the time, and this is a great time to start your savings if you don't have one. But a savings plan is something that is continual on an either by paycheck basis or by monthly basis. You want to continue to put dollars in continuously and on a regular periodic basis. So you can do that in a normal savings account, and you can also do that in a money market account. Now, when I say money market account, there are 2 types of money market accounts that people are thinking of right now. One of them is the kind of money market account that we're going to actually discuss tonight. The other money market account, somebody's probably thinking, ooh, I saw a money market account in my 401k. When I pull my statement up or when I look at my 401k online, this says money market account. Please know that the money market account that's in your 401k is whatever dollars or any monies that is in there that is part of your retirement plan, that is not being invested into the stock market, that is just literally sitting there in cash. That's all it's doing, but it's tied up into your retirement account. That is not the money market account that we're talking about today. We're talking about the kind of money market account in which you can open up at your bank. You can go to your favorite federal credit union, your favorite bank. A lot of times the APR, the annual percentage rate, normally is higher than your said normal savings account. So instead of maybe 2.5, maybe that looks like 1%. Maybe that looks more like 1.5 or maybe even 2 these days. So you get a lot more return than your normal savings account. So that's a very important difference, number one. The flip side to that very important difference, which is very important difference number two, is you are limited on how many withdrawals you can take out. So if you have a money market account, you've got that 1% that is absolutely fabulous, and you're just like, yes, this is way more than my regular savings could ever do. Please know that when you sign up for this money market account at your bank or favorite credit union, there's going to be a stipulation you need to look for that says limit. The one that I had, it limited me to 6 withdrawals per every running 30 days. So today is the 22nd. So between today and 30 days from now, I can't take out any more than 6 withdrawals. At that 7th withdrawal within that 30-day span, and this is a running 30 days. So today it's 30 days from today. Tomorrow it's another 30 days from tomorrow. So at any given time, it cannot be more than 6 withdrawals, and that's the one that I have. There might be others that may have it less. Maybe that looks like 3 or 4 a month, or maybe that looks like 7 or 8 a month. But the one that I had was 6. On that 7th withdrawal within that 30 days, my account was shut down.
What?
Wow.
Yes. They said, the whole point of this whole thing, we're going to give you this, say 1%. Mine had 2, but this was quite a few years ago. But we're going to give you this 2%, Tina. But the whole point of you is to keep that money in there and stay there. We are basically prohibiting you from withdrawing your money. Now, there's an advantage to that. Think that going to the mall with your girlfriend to go get that new purse is an emergency. This hinders you from doing that kind of thing because you're like, wait a minute. If I do this, then I really have to be considerate of the other withdrawals that I may have, the emergencies that may come up and I need it. Because the minute that I take more withdrawals than allowed that month, they're going to shut me down. So you have to be very cognizant. So that gives you another, hurdle or speed bump, if you will, to say, wait, hold on, let me think about this, because if I do this, then I'm limiting myself even more. They've already limited me to how many withdrawals that I could take out. So if I do this, then I'm limited even further, if that makes sense. So that is a very important difference, but it has an advantage if you struggle with, taking your money out at will. Whether a savings account, a normal savings account, you can do whatever you want. You can take out as much as you want, put in as much as you want, and nobody's looking over your shoulder per se. There's no parameters that's keeping you from withdrawing and putting money back in. But with a money market account, you have to be very, very careful about that. And that is not just like withdrawals, even like a bank transfer, that is considered a withdrawal. So if you're like, oh, I'm just going to transfer X, Y, and Z. Nope, that is still a withdrawal. Any money coming out. So after time number 6, within a running 30 days, you're done. So, but again, that's an advantage. It's a tough parameter, but one that is really helpful if your whole point is to make sure that you save the money and don't touch it. But I think it's a good thing, if that's your struggle. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah. So a question. So if you say I'm saving for something for that's gonna happen in 2 years, and I start taking the money out because it's a process, they will shut my account down after whatever I meet that parameter and I go over it. They will shut the account down because say I'm doing a project and it's going to take me to get money out on more than they allow me to.
Right.
They would just shut me down.
Yes.
Even though I've been saving for a while.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's exactly what happens. So and that's the whole point. So when you sign up for it, going in. Now you can't take any more than, these number of times per every 30 days.
Is money market like a mutual fund almost?
Not at all. That's why I was saying we have to draw the line of differences between a money market account at your bank and what you may have seen like in
Okay.
your investment account or in your 401k.
Okay.
Not the same at all. So let me say this, even though, like, take for instance, what I do for my clients, I'm an investment broker, as you guys know, and I invest money for, mutual funds and ETFs for my clients. And, clients will send money into their, let's say it's their IRA. The IRA will sit in cash until I go into the system, pick it up, and move it to, the actual investment or mutual fund or ETF.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if I say, if my client says, "Oh snap, I sent you this extra money by accident. I know I sent it to I know I sent it to my IRA, but I need that money back." The IRS will see that as an IRA withdrawal, even though it's sitting in cash,
Wow.
because it was picked up and put into the moniker IRA, because it's under the umbrella of IRA. If it's in cash, if it's in gold, if it's in silver, if it's in whatever, it is now a contribution to your IRA, and any withdrawal will be, will have a penalty. You know what I mean? So that's why it's a very stark difference between what you may see in investments or what you may see, at your bank. Very, very stark difference. So it's nothing like a mutual fund at all. Nothing like that.
Wow.
So a money market, basically, you put the money in, and when you need the money out, you better be prepared to close the account.
Well, that's only if you make more withdrawals than required every 30 days. So, like, over the next 30 days, if I have a money market account, I can't withdraw more than 6 times out of my account within the next 30 days.
Okay.
Now, if I'm withdrawing, like you were talking about, like a process, and I think that's a great point that you bring up, Robin. If this is a process you've saved for like 2 years and now it's time to start doing that, then maybe, 2 times a month or whatever, and then withdraw that as a process. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Versus you're trying to do 6 or 7 in 30 days. And if you slip up and, like, take for instance, January 28th to February 28th might feel like 30 days, but it's not really. So we're just assuming that that's 30 days, and it might be actually 29, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Or the same with, February 15th to March 15th, not 30 days, because the month is short. So you just have to be cognizant of, the number of times you withdraw within that 30-day pocket. And if you didn't withdraw more times, within that 30-day pocket, you're good to go.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's good because, like you said, it kind of keeps you from dipping in your savings a lot.
Right.
So that is good.
Yeah, it does have an advantage. It really does.
That's good.
Ooh.
You didn't think it was gonna be that deep, huh?
Look, this is one of the ones I'm like, I think I'm just gonna call Tina. Get the real Tina. Let me stick to budget.
And I'm here for you guys.
Anything beyond that, Tina. Look, you ain't gotta explain to me how it works. Just tell me where it's gonna work for me. It's like saying, I don't care how a car works. I just care that I can put the key in and it just moves.
Right. You just want to be able to go. And that's how I feel about a phone. Look, I'll go to my phone provider and they'll be like, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." Look, all I need is to get online, text, make a phone call. I'm done. What's the cheapest based on that? If you can give me, I don't care about this camera. I don't care about none of that.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah, just need to get online, text, call. That's it. Yeah, I don't need any of these other neat little features that I'm probably not going to use anyway because I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. Just give me the cheapest phone you got that can do those 3 things. Once I can do those 3 things, I'm good to go.
Well, I know who I'm calling.
So it's the money market is for really serious people.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say individuals who are very already disciplined, folks who are, they're very staunch on their savings goal. So let's say that let's say like for us, every time we come back off a cruise, we, after the first week of us, being in total distraught that we're no longer on the cruise, and I actually got to wash clothes, and somebody got to cook, and somebody's got to make up the bed. Like, have you guys been on a cruise before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then how you get
I know the
so
feeling. Yeah.
spoiled on the cruise,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, so we're walking out and the guy goes, okay, so you guys going to dinner? We're like, yeah, we're going to dinner. He's like, okay, take your time, have a good time. And if we come back early, he's like, oh my goodness, I didn't get to your room. Nope, we're just coming back to get, something. We'll come right out. And then when, we come back for the night, our bed's turned down. We might have the little towel in a cute heart or something like that. The next day's itinerary is already laid out for you. You're like, yay! And then you come home and you're like, I gotta look at this dang on calendar. What am I supposed to be doing tomorrow? I don't even know.
Who's gonna turn my bed down tonight?
Right? Because I'm not doing it.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
Anyway, so after we're totally distraught from the fact that we're no longer on somebody's cruise, so like it takes us like 7 days to be like, okay, we really have to do this.
7 days. Woo!
Yeah, it takes us a hot minute to be like, okay. So anyway,
back to reality.
So it takes us 7 days to figure it out. Like, we're really back. Okay. So anyway, I say that to say that, once we get over the fact that we're not on the cruise, we start saving for the next one. So, we'll put money aside now, because we normally take a cruise maybe every other year. I think my husband might want to take a break. So maybe we're going to do maybe every 3 years or so. Which is fine. But, the bottom line is, cruises, I don't care what cruise line you go on. It's not $100 to go on a cruise, no matter how many days you're gone or whatever. You're going to pay money to go on a cruise. So, and it's not an inexpensive trip, because we normally do 7+ days. So it's not an inexpensive trip. So we do try to start, putting money to the side, almost immediately, because we know we're going to go do it again. So we try to put a little money on the side. So, so maybe we go in maybe we go back in 2025. We've been saving since 2022.
I get you.
Right. Okay.
So for like, if that's our goal, then that's money we're going to put in our money market, because that's going to give us more APR than our normal savings, if you will. And that's money we're not taking out.
Right.
Because this is strictly for our next cruise, period.
Okay.
So yes, it is for more serious, disciplined individuals who want to, they have their goal in sight no matter what.
Okay. Well, all right.
I like that. I
do like that. Get more return on your money. For those who like saying they're gonna rob Peter to pay Paul and draw the 7-8 times, this may not be for you. The keyword she was
It's
saying,
not. Just do a normal savings account. Or shoot, if that's the case, do a checking account.
Yeah. You have discipline, And I know you're very disciplined, because you told us your history, where you're coming from and stuff. So that's a good thing to be. It's discipline. A lot of people don't have that. But if you want to go on the cruise, most people do what? They take that card and swipe it and charge it up. Say, I pay it off. They like to charge it up and then pay it off on the end, versus what you're doing, you're paying yourself. The charge card is paying somebody else. So I like that philosophy. It's the exact same amount of money. One is like I'm making money. One is like I'm paying somebody extra. So that 2.5% is now 21%. Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I like
yeah. And 14% these days, that's if you have excellent credit.
That's why I said 14%.
Yeah, that's if you have excellent credit. So just think, if your credit is just okay, you're like, oh, 25%. So let's talk about that. So I would tell you exactly what we did. So we saved the money, like I talked about. And so we knew 2019 was our last cruise. We knew we were going to go back in 2021, but obviously that didn't happen for obvious reasons. So we knew that the cruise was coming. And plus, we decided, maybe, I want to be fair here. Let's say May of 2021 that we were going to take the cruise that we just got off of. So we knew the date and everything, because the calendar had came out for the school year. So we knew when spring break was going to be and everything. So we planned that months in advance. So we saved the money. And yes, I absolutely did use my credit card to pay for this cruise. And then as soon as the payment was pending, I transferred
You
that
pay
money
pay
right
for it.
on.
Right.
And so, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the minute that it actually hit as an actual transaction, not a pending transaction,
Right.
the money that I paid on it was already there. So I had like a
Yep.
credit of like
Right.
$2,800. So
Right.
the credit was just saying, "Do, I'm here, I'm waiting to be charged," and then so we're good to go.
Right. Right. Yeah. See,
Right.
that's smart thinking.
So
Like
I
I
do get
said,
the points and the rewards and stuff. And matter of fact, I was um before we left, we had gotten some like rebate points from our credit card before we left. Like, hey, I'll take it.
Oh
It's a
wow.
nice little surprise to have a little bit extra money on the. That's another soda or another um, race around the little racetrack because they had speed racing on our boat. So we were able to do that with
Wow.
our son. Or
Oh.
yeah, it was really cool. Or they had different arcades and stuff.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
so yes, I absolutely did use my credit card, but I transferred that money, immediately.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
It
how
was
you
there
want to do it.
already.
That's how you
Yeah.
leverage your credit card
Right.
versus, you're trying to pay it off, and let's say your cruise cost $3,000. By the time you finally pay it off, it really may have cost you four.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you want
So
to be careful with that.
yeah,
Right.
so for you it was a win-win situation.
Oh yeah,
You yeah. So if you have your money in the money market, it's earning money. Then you
right.
charge it and then you pay it off, you get points.
Got points.
So
Yeah,
y- just
Yeah.
being strategic and thinking about it,
Yep.
you can make it a good situation for yourself.
She definitely did.
absolutely, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
call you playing the game, not letting the game play you.
For you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was smart.
Woo.
Real
This is a
smart.
lot today, girl. Look, this is a lot. I'm got to go downstairs and lay down on the pillow tonight.
No, tomorrow I'm gonna be looking up money market accounts. I'm gonna be looking up
Yes,
some
she
Yeah,
is.
information.
and
Mm-hmm.
also let me add this in there too. Some money market accounts you do have to have a minimum deposit. So
Okay.
Okay.
like I've seen some money market accounts you can't even sign up unless you got 100, 500, or whatever dollars.
Oh, okay.
Don't even
Okay.
look our
Okay.
way. That's kind of what the banks are
Okay.
saying. Don't even look at us if you don't have this already.
Okay.
So just like you, to your point, Robin, you were talking about how this is for serious savers. They
Mm-hmm.
are looking for serious savers. They want people who are gonna, have their money in the fight for the long haul, because a lot of them require you to have money up front. You can't normally join a money market with, a $5
Yeah.
deposit. That normally
Right.
does not
Right.
happen. So a lot of times if especially if you want the good interest rates, you're gonna have to come with a lump sum deposit to even open the account. So just be mindful of that. And if that's not your thing and you want to start very small, there might be some banks or some federal credit unions that allow you to start off maybe with $50, or I'm trying to think, have I seen one as low as 25? I think I've seen one, literally one, that started
Mm.
Wow.
as low as 25. But normally, you have to come with 50 or better to start. And if you
Okay.
want some of the higher percentages, and your bank or federal credit union's website will basically have a chart laid out. If you put this much in, this is the interest rate that you can expect. But please know, normally the lower the amount that you put in, the lower the interest rate. So if
Okay.
you want the good interest rates, you might have to come with 3 or
Mm.
4 digits. There might be a
Okay.
comma in there in order for you to get some of that good interest rate. But again, not a disadvantage. It's an advantage if
Yes,
that's
it
your thing.
is.
If you've already got that kind of money, want to make your money work a little bit harder for you than you working harder for it. Absolutely, it's a great investment as long as you're willing to not, as long as you're
Yeah.
willing to deal with the
Time.
parameters. If you can
Yeah.
deal with the parameters, then you're good.
Yeah. The time. Yeah.
I
Whew.
like that.
Yeah. Me too.
I
Me
like
too.
that. Give people options,
Yeah,
and to grow their money, to grow their money. So I like
true
that.
story.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Is there
I
anything
hope that
else
helps,
you think?
guys.
Oh, this is very
Yeah.
helpful.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't understand it, but now I understand it better. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'll
And
be
if you don't
looking it up
understand it,
tomorrow.
we're gonna hit replay tomorrow. If you don't understand, we just hit replay tomorrow. Rewind Wednesday may be a money market for the next 4 weeks.
But no, I don't
So
think that there's any other items to discuss. Again, just like we were talking about right before we got on the air, Not very many differences, just important differences. And so those are the important
Right.
differences that you can expect between those two.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So thank you once again for all your wisdom and
Absolutely.
knowledge.
Yeah, I'm here for
'Cause
you guys, and I really appreciate you guys continuing to ask me to come on and share my little nugget and everything. I'm really, really excited. Every time it's time for me to come on with you guys, I just get really amped, and I'm really just ready to share my knowledge.
Well, that last one, the nugget, it was a boulder.
So, Tina, give everyone your social media information so they can contact you if they need to.
Absolutely. So let's start with the website. So the website is thefinancialtea.org. That is THEFINANCIAL, the letter T.org. You can also reach me on social media. Let's see. Facebook, I'm at The Financial T. Twitter, I'm at The Financial T. And Instagram, I'm at _financial_T. I remember one time I went on and joined Club Quarantine Party, and D Nice shouted me out. I was so excited, except he said the financial one. I was like, yeah, that's me still. It's still me, but it's the financial T. The T looked like a one, but it is what it is. I was excited that one of my high school crushes even thought to even say my name. So I took it, and I was like, yeah. So I told my husband, like, he shouted me out. He was like, no, he really did. And I'm like, he did, he really did, he did. And my husband was like, yeah, whatever makes you sleep at night, baby. But it's the financial T. It is at _financial_T. Shout out to D Nice.
He shot me out, but shot him back out.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Well, our information for Gifted Generations, we also have a website, and that is Gifted Generations, and that's -llc.com. And we always say, don't forget that dash, because it's important. If you get that dash,
Yes.
you're going to get our website. It'll be somebody else's website. And I don't know what you're going to pull up, but it won't be ours. Facebook is Gifted Gen LLC. And as Tina's always say, the gram.
Yes.
The gram. It's gift.gen. On YouTube, you can search for Gifted Generations LLC. One thing about our company is that we try to help improve lives by improving one's personal finances, which Tina does. She gets still down to the meat of it. But we're trying to help people build common knowledge as far as financial freedom and budget building. Once you get more serious about how you're investing, we're gonna ship you right over to Tina. So we're trying to always help build people. So reach out to us. We have all kinds of things we can do for small groups and large groups. We're there to facilitate anything that we can in today's environment. So holler at us. We can definitely come out and see you.
All
Back
right.
to you. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more thing. Also,
What?
the book that I was part of was called Dose of Victories for Veterans. It's a book collaboration. I'm soon going to be, and don't know the exact dates, it's going to be in the New York Weekly, the LA Wire.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. The CEO Weekly, the Atlanta Wire, the Miami Wire, and the San Francisco Post. And soon we're going to be in Times Square on the billboard with my big old happy face and big old bald head. I'll be smiling and say, it's your boy Elroy. It's going to be me one day. I'll let y'all know when it's up there. Won't you? If you're in New York, stop by and see us on the billboard. Back to you, Rob.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Who's Bob? That's what I want to know. Who is Bob?
Robin. You Robin.
Oh, okay, got it.
Back to you,
I thought
Robin.
you said Bob, B-O-B. You said,
No, you
oh,
Robin.
got it. Okay.
I say it so fast. Okay, back to you, Robin.
Yeah, I'm like, who's Bob?
Robin. Edit that part out, baby. Edit that part out.
Okay, I will. Once again, thank you so much, Tina. We really appreciate you taking the time out to speak to us again. So thank you so much.
I know this is tough because coming from a cruise, you got, like, whoa, girl, you came from a cruise to this. Thank you so much for just squeezing us in your time. It shows you how committed you are. So that tells you, your commitment to not only just to us, but to the people you serve. You're in it to win it, not for you, but for them also. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you
you know,
so
I
much.
got
Thank you
5
so
more
much.
days to figure this out. So, you know,
Mm,
I got to
mm.
still, I have 5 more days to remember I'm not on this cruise. So, yes, I am
Ooh,
committed
Jesus.
indeed. So I got 5 more
Oh,
days.
yeah, mercy. That is too funny. Too funny. Too funny. Well,
All
thank
right,
you, Tina.
lady. Yes, thank you, and you have a wonderful evening.
All
And
right.
you. Thank you guys.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, Tina.
Mm,
Take
all
care.
right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Well, thank you for tuning in to our podcast, Financeology 101. I hope you enjoyed this session and the information provided will assist you on your financial journey. Until next time, be financially engaged.